In this section, we're going to be looking at various types of mathematical formulas, how to evaluate them, and then also we'll look at solving some like multivariable equations, but for this section, mostly focusing on evaluating. So here's a couple examples of formulas. Something like I equals P times R times T. So in this case, this would be a simple interest formula. So I for interest, P is the principal. That's like the amount that you invest, the principal amount. R would be the rate at which it increases. So like the interest rates set by the federal government, things like that. And T for time. So then if you're given those values, you plug them in and evaluate it. A couple other examples of formulas, some that you probably know. A equals pi r squared. That would be the area of a circle. So r, the area would be the surface that it covers. The circumference, pretty similar, pi times d. However, that involves the diameter, and the circumference would be the distance around the circle, so like the perimeter of a circle. So those would be a couple other probably familiar formulas. You may remember pi is approximately 3.14159. It goes on forever. A couple other formulas just to throw out. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, so BH. So that might look like this. You have a triangle that looks like this. B is that base. The height would be the vertical distance. Triangles, though, come in different flavors, right? Like that, right triangle. So notice the height is actually an edge of the triangle, whereas the first one I drew, it was not. It was just from the top to the bottom. Or you may also remember there's obtuse triangles. Might look like that. So there's your base, and then in this case, your height is really kind of off the edge. But nonetheless, you would still have the same formula for all of those. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So a sphere, right, cubed would be like a cubic dimension, so 3 dimensions. So instead of being just like a circle, let me try to draw a better circle. Yeah. There's a circle, but a sphere would be 3-dimensional, so kind of think of like a globe. So you've got kind of the front and the back as well as the top and bottom. So if you imagine a globe like the Earth is a sphere. So there's a bunch of other formulas too. You may even, if you take statistics, you see the z-score formula is x minus mu over sigma. That's kind of a nice one. Those of you taking statistics, you will see that formula a lot in that class. All right, so let's just do a quick example where we evaluate a formula just to kind of get the hang of something like this. So for instance, if you had the perimeter of a rectangle is 2L plus 2W, right? Because if you have a rectangle, you've got L and W, and there's 2 lengths, right? There's an L there as well and a W there. So that's why it's 2L plus 2W. So in this case, if L equals 5 and W equals 3, for example, these would be given to you. You can plug that in to find the perimeter. So P equals 2 times 5, because that's what goes in place of the L, plus 2 times 3, where the W is. So I open up parentheses to kind of fill in the spots there. Gives us 10 plus 6, and that would give us 16. And so whatever the dimensions is, maybe it's centimeters or inches or something like that, it would be given to you in the problem.